Hi, this is Natalie Lander, voice of Kinsey, Tara Branford, Stargirl, and many others. You are listening to a W2M Net podcast. You can visit W2Mnet.com for other podcasts about entertainment, video games, sports, and wrestling.
What was that?
Baby.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know how much of that you did or didn't catch, Eric, but I'm thinking we might need to restart the countdown.
Oh no, he actually ended right before the countdown, so now we're ready to go.
Oh, so we're okay? We can start?
Yes.
Cool. Good evening, afternoon, whenever you happen to be listening, everybody, and welcome to the newest edition of the Kickoff, the Superb Owl Parlay. Did I do that correctly, Eric?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, legal reasons say that I can't. Well, I guess we're not actually getting paid for this, so I suppose I could say Super Bowl.
Hey. If the NFL and Nancy can go after Chiseled Adonis, they can come after us. We need to be safe.
Yeah, fuck it. They don't know who we are.
And send all your requests to s.garmer
at gmail.com.
All hate mail and cease and desist go to s.garmer. I am your host. My name is Harry Broadhurst. Welcome, everybody. We're happy to be back here on the Kickoff feed. If you guys want to know what we've been up to the last couple of weeks, last week was the Pro Bowl, and let's be honest, ain't nobody got time for a Madden Pro Bowl. Go ahead, Eric.
Speak for your damn self. Congratulations to Kyler Murray for being MVP. And yeah, Keyshawn Johnson, come on, man.
Fun fact, Kyler Murray can't reach the MVP trophy.
It's actually taller than he is.
100%.
Well, I mean, it would fit perfectly in his dorm room setup that he had, so it checks out.
All right. The two voices that you heard are that of the anchor man, Eric Watkins.
Stay classy, W2M, and homemade papadillas are delicious.
It's talking about copyright infringements. And
hey, look, I ain't giving Papa John any of my damn money. I got a recipe online. I got turkey pepperoni, some cubed ham, naan bread, mozzarella cheese, and an air fryer. Wham bam, thank you very much. Fuck you and your big ass house and your eagles fucking in your living room.
The other voice that isn't tirading yet is the unprofessional Jason Teasley.
Boom, baby.
He's distracted. He's trying to catch up on Dynamite, and it's up to the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match. We might be screwed. All right, so I mentioned that last week we took off because of the Pro Bowl, and it hasn't been something that we've traditionally covered on the show. Jason, do you want to get the Kickoff feed viewers up to date on your current situation here and explain where they can listen to what we were up to 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, we had a special point of viewer that Eric kind of went over due to 2 weeks ago today. Actually, as we record this, probably experienced the worst day of my life. Not only did I lose my stepdad that I was prepared for, but 8 hours before my stepdad passed away, I also lost my mother as she was walking in to visit my stepdad and had a massive heart attack in the parking lot of the hospital that he was being kept at. So we kind of I really didn't want to record that night, but I had two great friends who just took my mind off of it, let me process everything. Eric ran a point of viewer in place of the Kickoff 2 weeks ago. And if you want to hear the real Jason, go listen to that. I mean, it's some raw emotion at the end of it. I've not listened to it. That was a blur, but for that hour that I joined in, Up till the last couple of minutes that I kind of broke down. I'll be honest with you guys. I broke down massively, but I had Erik and Harry kind of encourage me to process everything and join in on the point of viewer and just take my mind off of everything I was trying to process and just be in an absolute moment of um, tranquility. We talked some football. We just talked, um, just like three friends would do, and two friends were there for me, and I'll never be able to repay that, despite many efforts that I have. There's nothing that I can say or do to repay how much that brief instance of taking my mind off of everything that was going on meant to me. So
Hey,
if you guys want, uh, I'm not going to say it's my proudest moment. I'm not going to say it's my best moment, but the Jason that you guys get to see here on the kickoff, uh, and the Jason you've seen that night are vastly two different people. The Jason that was on that recording is a glimpse inside of me when I don't have my walls up and I'm not being the asshole that I've um, structured myself to be on a day-to-day basis.
hey, just take away from all of that two things. Number one, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for Harry in saying this, you know he and I will both always have your back. And number two, if anybody knows about going in and doing anything raw, it's me.
You teed him up absolutely perfectly for that. I'm actually trying to find something real quick here because apparently my tablet's picking right now to not want to work, and it's kind of pissing me off a little bit. I'm trying to get the access to the show itself, so that way I can give everybody the specifics as far as what they would need to look for in order to check that episode out.
I also
And
tweeted it out at Squid Sporthead and tagged everybody, so
there we go. Okay, I think I'm getting close to finding it. I just need to stall for a quick second. Okay, yeah. Point of viewer, a special kickoff edition. It's in the archives. 1 hour, 1 minute, and 41 seconds. It's available on anywhere you would listen to these same episodes of the kickoff in your news feeds, be it Stitcher, Spreaker, Podbean, Castbox, iHeartRadio, iTunes, or Spotify, as we are currently coming to you on as well. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. Again, we do briefly discuss the AFC and NFC Conference Championship games, but real life takes precedence
I mean, if there
for
were ever a time for Point of Viewer to actually get on Spotify, I'm not saying that they wouldn't unleash Pandora's box in doing so, but it would be a very helpful introduction. Again, going in nice and easy, starting out slow.
Jesus Christ. You and Bernard went almost 5 hours.
Oh yeah, that was live that night. I was prepared for a long show given those circumstances.
WTGDF, Erik.
Again, when we were going through everything live as it was unfolding and different topics and stuff sprinkled in, 5 hours later I had to cut it because we were at the limit. Just be glad that we didn't wind up wanting to choke each other afterwards. I find that my proudest accomplishment.
That's okay. There's enough of us that want to choke him regardless.
He still
You have
owes
a
me
point.
money.
Yeah, talk to him about that, Erik. All right, anyway. So I mentioned that this will be the Superb Owl Parlay. Let's call it what it is, guys. This is the third annual Kickoff Super Bowl Parlay Prediction Special. It is 20 questions. Once again, we're going to do the same 20-question route we went last year with. We more than we did the first year we did this, but the same numbers we did last year, and only one question has actually changed from last year into this year, Jason. So it's pretty self-explanatory. And though it's only like 6 o'clock out in the Pacific Northwest, I suppose would be where he is at. Randy has family commitments. He was going to join us for this episode, but Jason's schedule and Randy's schedule don't line up here. But I do have Randy's predictions for all of the questions in front of me, and I will reveal them as we go through.
Now, do we also have our other guest predictions as well? Because I know we were gathering up a couple of those earlier today.
Yeah, they don't mean shit.
I have not gotten any of those filled out yet. I will be doing so before Sunday, and then I'll give all of the fan/listener results next week when we do our wrap up.
That's fair.
All right, y'all ready to start the parlay predictions?
Hell yeah. See how miserable I can be at this year.
All right, so I'm going to save the big five for the last five. So we will reveal our predictions for the winner, the final score, the spread, the over-under, and the MVP last. How we will start, however, Jason, who's the leading passer in the game?
Mahomes.
Eric?
It's an easy one.
Give me Mahomes as well, thanks to yet another former Jaguar in the Super Bowl, Leonard Fournette. I think the pressure will be off Brady to get things done through the air.
I'm going to make it a clean sweep here because Randy took Mahomes as well. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes as the leading passer, if only because Brady's proven this year that he's best in small doses. And I think that Mahomes is going to have bigger strikes down the field throughout the course of the game than Brady's going to. Who's the leading rusher in the game, Eric?
As I had mentioned, kind of doing a little bit of a tease and a parlay within the parlay, while I would love to see someone like Le'Veon Bell, because of everything he's been through, especially in his tenure with the Jets, Randy, it's going to break my heart, but Leonard Fournette, I think he's going to get not really one big run, but a couple of decent-sized runs, kind of loosen up the Chiefs' defense a bit. He'll wind up as a leading rusher. Not by a lot, but maybe by just a few yards.
I think for the second year in a row, it's going to be Williams. It's just going to be a different Williams. I'm going to take the Kansas City Williams running back.
Damian Williams?
Which one?
The one that didn't opt out this year.
I'm going to say you're going to be wrong. I'm going to go a totally different thing. I just hope he's playing. I'm going to say Ronald Jones.
Randy agrees with you, Eric. He chose Leonard Fournette as well.
Of course he did. He knows my struggles.
Leading a receiver in the game. I think it's going to depend on how you're looking at this perspective. I think it's going to, are we talking receptions or are we going to talk yards? Because usually we do yards in these categories, and I think the answer to this question is going to be different. I think the leading yard receiver in this game is going to be Mike Evans. Because I think Mahomes is going to spread the ball out more than Brady is. Brady's going to focus on specific targets, and there's so many weapons in the Kansas City offense that everybody's going to get a taste of the ball. That being said, I think the most catches in the game goes to Travis Kelce. But in terms of overall yardage, I'm going to take Mike Evans. Jason?
I agree with half of that equation. I think the most yards God, I can't believe this. He better never listen to this fucking podcast. I'm going to go with Tyreek most yards, and I think it's going to be the most yards on the fewest receptions. I think he's going to have two big breakout plays that gets him the most yards, and I'm going to agree with Kelsey for the most receptions.
Eric?
Given the injuries in the situation with the Tampa Bay secondary, especially with their safeties, I gotta agree with Jason here. Cheetah is going to be primed to be open. He's going to prime to be breaking away and be downfield. So I would have him as my leader as far as most yards. I think Kelsey will probably edge out Evans as far as most catches. Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Tried to get to the mute button in time, but I wasn't able to. The over-under for the National Anthem from the first note of the anthem playing to the finishing of the Brave is 2 minutes. Jason?
Over.
Eric?
Who's singing it this year?
I honestly don't know.
Hold on. I have it. Hold up.
Yeah, because if I had a better idea of who's singing it this year...
Okay. Tag they do it. Duo sing following Demi Lovato's emotional return to a microphone last year. The NFL has tabbed a duo to sing country's anthem this go around. Eric Church and R&B artist Jasmine Sullivan pairing up to sing the anthem prior to the big game.
Over.
So it's a duet.
At 2 minutes, give me the over. And it's funny because did you know this is right around the 30th anniversary of the most famous rendition of the national anthem for the Super Bowl of all time?
Yes.
Roseanne Barr?
Whitney
Nope.
Houston before the Giants-Bills game.
Yep, Super Bowl 25, January of 91. I wonder how that game turned out.
I don't remember such a game occurring.
You sure, Jason? Well, am I wrong that was decided on a kick, like on the very last play?
Yeah, it was wide right.
Thought so. Anyways, let's continue.
It'd be a hell of a show without a host.
Well, I mean, Jason's been on an episode of Point of Viewer before, and if anything, Black Irish is going to have to debut at some point.
No, it's not. I don't think history has proven that.
Well, no, I've got a better schedule now, so I'm off earlier, so I can record more shows.
See?
He didn't say he would be sober for them, just that he could. All right, let's move on.
That's the point of Black Irish.
I'm going to make it a clean sweep. I think we're going over 2 minutes for this anthem. Last year, it was just under at 1:57. This
I'll
year,
be exact. I'll
this
go
year,
205:36.
You're even giving milliseconds? Jesus.
Oh, put me down at 2:03.78 if we're going that far.
Jesus, I'm not getting involved in this mess.
That's what she said.
Giggity.
Only to him.
Eric, heads or tails? Giggity.
Tails. Well, tails, but in my case, we all know it's both eventually.
You never go ask the mouth, Eric.
This might as well be episode 69.2 at this rate. I'm gonna go.
No, it's gonna be episode 69.69 at this rate. Let's get this right.
I'm gonna go with heads just to be different. Jason?
It's going to be episode 78 because it's 8 more. Anyway, I'm going heads.
Who wins the coin toss? I go first on this one, and I'll say Kansas City wins the toss and they defer to their defense. Jason?
I'm going to go Tampa Bay and they receive.
Erik?
I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Tampa Bay and they defer.
I am the only person picking Kansas City to win the coin toss. Randy took Tampa Bay. All right, this is one of my favorite ones from last year, and it returns because none of us got this one right last year. Who scores the game's first touchdown, Jason?
I'm going Kelsey.
Erik?
Tyreek Hill.
I'm going to go with Williams. I think he punches it in from short distance. I think Kelsey gets him down there, but I think Williams gets the score. Randy's picking Travis Kelsey as well.
So we're all in agreement that Kansas City's going to score first.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, but yes.
Well, I'm going to change mine to be different. Just to be different. I think the first score is going to be a defensive score.
Hold on. We'll get to that in a moment. You're giving away one of the questions later. Hush. All right. First score in the game is of what variety, Erik?
For me, going along with Tampa Bay winning the coin toss but deferring, Patrick Mahomes is going to be a bit more comfortable, especially before the rain really hits. And I got a Kansas City offensive touchdown. I think they're going to want to strike early just so they can maintain a bit of momentum.
Well, like I said, I have Kansas City deferring the opening toss, and I think Brady gets 3 off of the first drives. I'm going to say it's a field goal. Jason?
Pick 6. Kansas City.
So technically, that would be a touchdown.
Yeah.
In this instance, but that's all, folks. It was either touchdown, field goal, or safety for the answer.
Yeah, so touchdown for me.
Yes, I got you down for a touchdown. Me and Randy agree on a field goal. All right, this is another one of my favorites here, and I think it's my turn to go first. It is. Will we see a successful challenge flag? I'm saying yes. And I think it'll be the Walrus, Andy Reid, that throws it. Jason?
I'm going to say no.
Now, in the event of no challenge flags, then no is the correct answer.
Yeah, 0 challenge flags.
Erik?
I'm going to say no, but for a different reason. I say there's going to be an unsuccessful challenge. But I'm sticking with no.
Jason, which quarter is the highest scoring?
I'm going to say the 4th.
Erik?
Second.
I'm going to agree with Jason and say the 4th quarter. Because I think there's going to be a couple of garbage scores late.
To me, it all depends on the weather. I've been hearing a lot of reports, and again, Florida, especially this winter.
Randy is saying the 3rd coming out of halftime, which I do believe was the correct answer last year's Super Bowl. Erik, do we see a kickoff return that goes past midfield?
No.
I agree with Erik and Randy. I say no.
I'll make it a clean sweep.
There's just so few kickoff returns nowadays that it's unlikely that we're going to see that many to begin with, let alone one that gets broken.
The only way I see that is if they have somebody like Tyreek. It's one of those they line up for they're expecting an onside kick and you put somebody like Tyreek back deep and they kick it deep and he has miles of green in front of him. then I could see that happening. But I'm going to go with the probability chances and say no.
I go first on this one. Do we see a blocked kick? I'm going to say yes, we do. Jason?
A block kick? No. A block punt? Yes.
That would technically be a blocked kick.
Well, I didn't know if you had them segregated like me and Eric.
This is not South Alabama.
Okay.
Everybody joining together is just fine. Eric?
Okay.
Is it weird that I saw that joke coming, but my answer is still going to be no?
I already know Jason's answer to this next question, so I'll go ahead and mark it down. Jason, do we see a defensive score in this game?
Yes.
Eric?
I think with Tampa Bay, I'm going to say yes on this one. I'm going to agree with Jason.
I'm going to agree with Randy and say no, although the most likely chance for it happening is Brady getting picked sixth again. Our personal favorite question from last year's poll. Eric, what color's the Gatorade?
Even though it's a bit longer odds, I'm going to go with clear.
I'm going to say purple for grape.
I'm going lime green.
You are in agreement with Randy on that. Randy also chose green. One of the major talking points on this show this year has been the attempted game of 3-bar that the kickers have been playing. Eric, Doink.
Doink the Clown will be making an appearance at the site of WrestleMania. I say yes.
Look at the big brain on Watkins. Atta boy.
I've been around you too long enough. Something's got to rub off.
I'm impressed that you knew it was the site for Mania this year.
Well, the rubbing off you're used to, Eric, is not appropriate for the show.
Family show.
Oh, so now we finally get one. Dear Jesus.
To be fair, he popped me with that, so. All right. I'm going to say no, but it wouldn't surprise me if it does happen.
I'm going to say no as well.
All right. Jason, what company wins the USA Today ad meter?
This one's going to be tough because I don't think there's one because a lot of major Super Bowl staples pulled out this year. You don't have a Budweiser. You don't have a Pepsi, Coke. I'm going to say it's going to be. I think this is going to be the most mundane Super Bowl commercials ever. I don't think that there's one worth winning it. I think you're going to see. I want to say Doritos. I think Doritos still has a commercial, but I know a lot of major corporations pulled out and is not having a.
So, fun fact: before you started giving your answer, Jason, I wrote down my answer. And would you like to know what I wrote down?
What?
Doritos. Eric?
I swear this is a wavelength on a completely different level for me, because as soon as I heard that Budweiser was out, and with the lack of hype or even mention for the price this year of a typical 30-second ad, and with their previous history leading up to the game, I was also thinking Doritos.
So that's not going to be a tiebreaker question after all.
And I know it's a shame because I know you were really rooting for the commercials, Harry, so I had to burst that bubble. And so did Jason.
That's okay. I'll root for the halftime show. Go Weekend! Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday.
I've got my thoughts about what hit songs that you should expect from him.
Do I come across as an R&B listener to you, Eric?
You're the one who's rooting for the man. I just happen to know a couple of his songs, and one of them's my favorite. Granted,
I know.
He's probably not going to have the whole thing because it would have to be radio edited, but it wouldn't surprise me if you hear both Starboy and the blatantly obvious Blinding Lights as part of the 12 to 13 minute show.
Well, I know Blinding Lights, but that's because it was the theme song for this year's WrestleMania. All right, Jason, it's the Big Five. You ready?
Yeah.
Who wins the game?
Tampa Bay.
What's the final score?
I'm gonna say. Hold on. I got it. I have this written down because I got to do it for good luck. Let me find it. Where the fuck is it? I sent it to Amber.
Hey, Eric?
Yes?
When it's my turn, you're script flipping, okay?
You got it.
Right. I'm going Tampa Bay 27, Kansas City 21. Just because that's my Super Bowl squares.
All right, so then you have Tampa Bay covering the 3.5.
Tampa Bay winning outright.
So obviously Tampa Bay ATS covering the 3.5, and you have the under at 57.
Yes.
And I noticed that total has been bet down quite a bit. As I saw on Fox Bet today, they've already got it down to 55.5. So that tells you a bit more about where the public is starting to lean. I haven't gotten the breakdown about the sharp money and where that's flowing.
Who's the MVP, Jason?
MVP is going to be Mike Evans.
All right, you ready, Mr. Watkins?
I'm ready. All right, Harry. First off...
No. You first.
All right.
It's one of the advantages of being the host. I get to go last.
Fair enough.
You're the caboose of this train.
Somebody has to be the ass.
Hey, look, we here at the Kickoff are fans of very nice asses, so do not feel bad by any stretch.
I'm more of a tits guy, I'm just saying.
It's all about the proportions and the curves in just the right places.
Eric, who wins the damn game?
Tampa Bay 31, Kansas City 27.
Which would put you at Tampa Bay, obviously, winning against the spread. They're dog. That has you just over. Who's your MVP?
Someone who is really going to redeem themselves after a history of sketchy performances this postseason. Chris Godwin.
Interesting pick. All right, script flip it.
All right, Harry. Now it is on you. Who wins the game?
I have one word that comes to mind with what I'm about to say, and it physically pains me to say it. You know what that one word is, Eric?
Gag.
Yes.
Insufferable, which is what Robert Taylor's going to be. Kansas City
Well, it
wins.
looks like you'll be muting a chat for a little while if that's the case.
Just a little bit.
You mean you guys don't already mute him? Hell, I just unblocked him last week.
And it's a good thing that you did because he was super friendly when your situation went down.
Yeah, that's it was a couple of days before. Well, I take it back 2 weeks ago because it was the Tuesday before I unblocked him, and then when everything happened, it was really nice, and I even commended him on that on the Point of Viewer show.
Continue, Erik.
So are you? So you have Kansas City winning. Do they cover the 3.5?
Yes.
All right. And your total, over or under?
Over.
Really? All right. And your MVP, are you going for full on insufferability, wanting to throw things, or are you going to make things a little bit easier?
I stand by what I said last year. Mahomes shouldn't have been the MVP last year. Damian Williams should have.
All right.
This year, it's still going to be Williams that should get it. I think Kansas City's running back, the Damian Williams that didn't opt out, I think he scores at least 2 and maybe 3 times.
Interesting.
Your final score is Kansas City 38, Tampa Bay 24.
Oh.
I sure hope it
all right.
because with those configurations, there's no way I'll win a Super Bowl square. So fuck that.
Randy took Kansas City against the spread 28-24 with the under, and his MVP is Travis Kelce.
Did Randy and Robert make up?
I don't think so.
Because as much as Randy's been picked Kansas City, I think him and Robert are back on good terms. And they've kissed and made up.
Maybe he paid off on that $70 video game. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, so I want to state for the record that my pick in this game is incredibly biased. Yes, Kansas City just beat Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. However, as a lifelong Buffalo Bills fan, there is not a universe that exists where I would root for Tom Brady.
Well, besides, at least you can say you would have been beaten by the champions.
We're already picking 30th this year. It doesn't matter who wins on Sunday. And if this is an opportunity for Brady to take another L, then so be it.
I swear, if Chad Henne, who in my first NFL game, I saw him almost beat Tom Brady, if he winds up with 2 rings, I might just be done. I may just be done.
I'm going to take this opportunity to point out to you, Mr. Watkins, that regardless of what team wins, a former Jaguar gets a ring on Sunday.
Yes, Chad Henne versus Blaine Gabbert. Don't think that hasn't crossed my mind. And by the way, Leftwich potentially getting a second.
Hey, son of Marshall from Huntington, West Virginia.
I'm not bitter.
Fournette could possibly get a ring.
Nope, not bitter. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy. I might get stoned. No bitterness, anger, frustration, or wanting to punch people repeatedly whatsoever. Not for me. No.
A little bit of non-football conversation to end the show. Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
How's it feel knowing your team's going to get beaten by my team on back-to-back Saturdays?
It ain't gonna happen.
Didn't you also say WVU was going to beat Florida last week too? How'd that work out?
They should have.
That's not what the final scoreboard said.
I said they should have.
That game was ugly. I'm not going to lie.
It was.
I will say this much: Kansas has sucked these last couple of weeks. They got walked by Tennessee last Saturday. They bounced back against K-State, but in fairness, if you can't beat K-State, it's a problem. This Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. on CBS, it is the Jayhawks and the Mountaineers for, I believe we're playing for third place in Big 12 right now.
Yeah, we're currently third.
Yeah, because Baylor and Texas are fucking running everybody over.
Yeah.
I can't even revel in the fact that Miami beat Duke because we have another injury-riddled season this year. Can't catch a fucking break.
You guys are dead fucking last in the ACC right now.
How the hell do you expect us to compete when we have like 7 players again?
Clearly, y'all need more scholarship athletes.
We have scholarship athletes. They just get hurt.
Or go to jail.
No, that was the football team. The basketball team has never had that problem.
Me and Eric at the same time. No, that was the football team. Jason, are you surprised we got through all 160 plus games of this NFL season?
No, I figured we'd definitely be able to make it. I mean, it's cool.
I genuinely expected that there would be cancellations this year. I'm stunned that we made it through all of the games. Eric, what about you?
I mean, honestly, I'm like you. I thought that there would be some kind of cancellations or some sort of extension or anything. But when the NFL sees the money on the table and has their mind set on something and said, look, we're chugging through a 256-game regular season and full playoffs on time, like it or not, they do it. We just get to witness a historic season where a game, at least one game, was played on every day of the week in the process.
Is that the first time that's ever happened?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Well, it sounds like something that wouldn't have happened before. I mean, obviously, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, Sundays are somewhat traditional for the NFL, but it's very rare that you get Friday games. And then this year you have one on Friday because of Christmas Day falling on a Friday.
You had a Friday game and a Tuesday game and a Wednesday game.
Yeah, I remember the Tuesday game. I'm still pissed off about that bullshit.
But I thought that you were happy that everybody's talking about the Bills.
I'm still pissed off about that bullshit. I mean, it was nice to be able to get to watch as many games this year as I was able to watch, because as somebody who's not in my team's marketplace, it gets a little difficult. I'm sure Jason can sympathize being a Giants fan in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that, and especially given the preliminary schedule that we've seen, I'm going to make a bold prediction, Eric. You ready?
Ready.
The Bills have the second most nationally televised games in the AFC next year.
Honestly, with the way everything is set up, I'm going to agree with that. I don't think it's as bold or far-fetched as you think. However, with preliminary reports about what the salary cap is going to be prepared for some real batshit craziness in the offseason.
Yeah, and apparently New England's going to be going gangbusters this offseason because Robert Kraft was not happy at missing the postseason.
Well, I mean, you miss the playoffs, you go 7-9, even visiting the finest Asian massage parlor down in Florida can't get rid of those wounds.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to debunk your theory there, Mr. Harry Broadhurst. I'm going to tell you I'm going to name a team that's going to have more AFC televised games than the Bills.
Well, I'm saying we finished second behind Kansas City.
I'm going to tell you that you don't. I'm going to tell you that there's going to be. You won't finish second. There's going to be a team in front of you. I think this team will finish ahead of the Bills and still be in the top three.
Wait, is Ginger Thomas making another Cleveland Browns prediction?
He is. He is going with the Browns. And is going to have more televised games than the Bills this year.
Browns don't play the Bills next year, unfortunately. We don't play again until 2023, I think.
Yeah, but they're going to have more televised games than the Bills.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Bet.
I'll bet you.
You know what? I'm going to put this.
you.
I'm going to put this in Eric's parlance. You ready? I got 5 on it.
Okay. I will bet. I will do this. Okay. If I win, there has to be a profile picture denouncing for one day, 24 hours, the Buffalo Bills Mafia.
I can't do that.
And your profile picture becomes a New York Giants logo.
Oh, I can do that. We can do the logo. We can do the logo bet. Hell, I'll even take it a step further. We'll do a full calendar week.
Okay.
Eric, you're officiating.
As it has been agreed by the power vested in me by the state of Florida, this bet is official.
By Florida man, this bet is official.
All right, now here's the question. Are we basing this on the preseason released schedule, or are we counting the flex games into this?
No, we're going on the announced schedule.
So the preseason released schedule, the games that are set in prime time as of the official release of the schedule later this year.
Correct.
Isn't it like April where that comes out, Eric?
Yeah.
Usually.
All right. Yeah, you're on. You want any part of this, Eric?
I don't know, because I mean, with the way that our schedule is, even with our splash announcements, I don't know what the hell they're going to do with Jacksonville this season. I would assume we would get more than our typical Thursday night garbage game against the Titans, but then again, the division is still trash.
See, I'm going to say that you guys have at least 3 nationally televised games this year. And the reason I say that is because you guys are going to have not only Trevor Lawrence, but Urban Meyer in Jacksonville as well.
I'm going to take the under on that, because even with Urban Meyer, who's going to be on the verge of brain and heart issues come week 10, even with Trevor Lawrence, we're only going to be as the maybe 1.5 steps above dog shit this season. I think they're going to think awful careful.
What do you say, Jason? Over under 3 national games for Jacksonville this year?
I think it's going to be a push right at 3.
I think that they'll get one on Thursday night, they'll get one on Monday night, and then they'll probably get a 425, maybe week 1.
I say they go for the trifecta. They'll have a Sunday night, Thursday night, and Monday night game.
I don't think that they get us. I don't think that they get us. Although I could see Chris Collinworth kissing Urban Meyer's ass in prime time.
Oh, now there's a guy.
Now here's actually that would be now here's a coach. The Superb Owl Parlay predictions have been made, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to take them to the bank at your own peril. But if you hit, you owe us money.
And if you bet on Bovada.
Assuming that Bovada has all of these options available.
It's Bovada. They're gonna.
What he said. All right, anything else sports related to discuss before we get out of here?
No.
All right, we talked.
How does it feel with Liverpool slowly slipping away and not repeating as Premier League champs?
Is about as good as it's going to feel for you guys to watch City win the title.
You're funny.
All right, just as a heads up, the marquee games that Jacksonville could have in prime time. Okay.
All right.
Bills, Dolphins, Cardinals, Seahawks, Patriots, Rams.
See, I don't know. I think if anything, a lot of those might be 425 games.
I do feel kind of bad that we're going to put Urban Meyer in the hospital after the beating we give Jacksonville next year.
See, and the Bills, the primetime games, I could see the Bills, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Miami, New England, Tampa Bay,
Pittsburgh,
maybe, depending on how the offseason shakes out.
New Orleans, depending on how their offseason shakes out.
Yeah. So
legit, half of Buffalo's games could be nationally televised.
Now let's take a look. Nope, don't see any. The Bucks, Saints, Kansas City. I can see the Giants getting 3 primetime games. And I'm just going to point this out. If the Giants beat Kansas City, it will be insufferable for Robert Taylor.
I like I said earlier, I feel like we're heading towards insufferable come about 10 o'clock Eastern Sunday night.
I don't think he'll be that bad. If they win, I don't think he'll be that bad this year.
I do.
I don't, because I'll pull it out. I'm like, dude, look, my mom just died. Are you still going to act like this?
Oh! Pulling a Larry David. I like it.
Oh, somebody tell that man to curb his enthusiasm. Jason, where can people find you online?
You can find me at W2M Chairman on Twitter.
Eric, where can people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at Squid Sports Head. Not a whole lot to live tweet, but stay tuned. AFL schedule is about to hit. We're about to go into the Amy Community Series for that, so you might see some live tweeting there. Otherwise, if you're looking for other stuff, tutoring, tax consultation, what have you, find me on Facebook, Eric Watkins. You know the drill. Guy, wine, recliner. But if you're looking for something extra special and or some very weird late night musings, slide into my DMs, undergo the proper vetting process, and you will gain access to my dark Twitter, my Snapchat, Telegram, Kick, WhatsApp, Vero, MeWe, whatever else I might be hanging on. And as always, this blog brought to you by the fine folks at Rick's TNT LLC. Website and a commercial coming soon. Notary Public and tax consultation services now available.
I just want to tell you to keep your MeWe to yourself, Eric. Family
Look, not my fault that's where all the action is, and with only half of the spam.
ATV the Eagle pretty much everywhere that matters. Facebook, Yahoo Mail. Although remember, hate mail goes to s.garmer@gmail.com. AOL Instant Messenger, if that were. I miss AIM. Legit. I fucking miss AIM.
My name never misses.
Messenger's cool, but AIM was so much better. All right.
I
got
the. Called me Deadshot.
I got the reference. I'm moving on, Teasley. Anyway, Instagram, Twitter, although I barely use both of those. Eric's still trying to get me on Snapchat. It's still not happening.
Give it time. Give it time.
Just so you know, so good of a shot, I call her my strudel.
That's what we call a callback. And if you want to know what that's all about, check out the episode from 2 weeks ago. Anyway, in addition,
I still say Twinkies are better and more convenient.
They're more convenient. They're more convenient, more fun, but sometimes you just got to strudel it. Strudel, you're
This
new.
is true.
Oh, where we're going, we don't need rails.
You're lucky we had them for this long.
Honestly, I'm surprised it took this long, if I'm being real. Anyway, back to what I was saying there. Yeah, in addition, if you guys want to talk wrestling, you can find me over in the Chair Shot Wrestling group over on Facebook as well. And my written reviews are going to be returning to thechairshot.com sooner rather than later. In addition, the reaction every Monday night at 11:30 p.m. We hope to return this Monday coming after having some technical difficulties this past Monday night, specifically that my sleep schedule was whooping my ass. We hope to be back in time to continue to begin the road to WrestleMania with you guys over on the reaction on the Chairshot Radio Network. You, however, have been listening to the Kickoff, a presentation of the W2M Network, online at W2Mnet.com. In addition, you can find us on all of your favorite podcast listening services: iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spreaker, Podbean, Castbox. Hey, Eric, guess what?
Spotify is here.
And fuck
Jason.
Robert Taylor.
Okay, I think we know who Jason's DOTW is. Eric, who's your DOTW?
Oh, Ron DeSantis, Mark Lamping, and an honorary mention to Lenny Curry. So I have a trio for this week.
I'm going to take you back a couple of years. And it is a Thanksgiving show, and we are in Wheeling, West Virginia. It's not Thanksgiving itself. I think it's the weekend before. Downtime doing commentary, and I'm asked by my broadcast colleague what I'm thankful for. You know what I answered, Eric?
You're thankful for not being from West Virginia. You've told this story 6 times on this show in the past 3 years that I've been a part of it.
Rock, Chalk, Jayhawk, go KU. And Tom Brady can suck one while I'm at it, too. You've been
the way that he's been acting around Patrick Mahomes, you never know.
You've been listening to the Kickoff, a presentation of the W Network. We'll see you guys next week for our Super Bowl wrap-up show here on the W2M Network. Oh, my God.